Welcome and welcome back to the channel, my internet friends. Isn't it cool to capture lightning like this? Or this? Or like this? Yeah, it absolutely is. And it is even cooler if you did it yourself in your camera. And today, I will teach you how to do it so you can do it yourselves. All you need is a camera, a wide-angle lens, and a tripod. One important factor I should say, which allowed me to take such shots, is the amount of lightning that happened that night. You see, I didn't use a lightning trigger, or did I take a slow motion video. So be on the lookout for rainy days, especially the ones with thunder. I will give you 30 seconds to guess and comment down below how I shot these photos. While you're guessing and commenting, let me take this time to promote my channel to you. Alissa and I, we love to travel, and we bring the beauty around the world to you in the form of travel vlogs. If you're interested in traveling and would like to know more about travel gears and itineraries, you should check out our playlist of countries and reviews. It will help you to understand your destination and what to carry during those trips. This is all free, and you can show us your support by watching those videos.
If you enjoy our content, whether it's travel vlogs or gear reviews, and would like to have access to our exclusive content, please support us on Patreon using the link in the description below.
Okay, time's over. Before I tell you how I did it, let us understand the basics. The average duration of lightning is about half a second, with the longest duration of lightning recorded at 17 seconds to the shortest recorded lightning at 30 microseconds. So if you're thinking of using faster shutter speed and high burst mode to capture lightning, you will probably end up getting some noisy partial lightning. Why noisy? Because it is pitch dark, and with almost no light you will have to bump up the ISO as the aperture is at f5.6 and you're using fast shutter speeds. But how then? I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to use the camera's maximum allowed shutter speed of 30 seconds. This way, I will get whatever happens in the sky in that 30 seconds. Even if there are multiple short lightning flashes during the 30 seconds, it will all be captured. And I will repeat this right after the 30 seconds are finished. I automate this using time-lapse settings, and that's what I will show you in this video. Let's start with the exposure settings for a single photo. We are going to manual everything so that nothing changes between subsequent shots. Also, we are going to use RAW format to edit the files in Lightroom and Photoshop. I will tell you why I use these two software later in this video. First, set the PSAM dial to manual mode, shutter speed manual to 30 seconds, aperture manual to 5.6 because that's where the image will be sharpest with this lens. ISO as low as possible, ISO 50 here. This exposure settings is just the beginning. Here are more settings to consider. Autofocus settings. Make sure you set the camera to manual focus and focus to the farthest subject the camera can see, close to but not infinity. If there is any focus breathing in the lens when it autofocuses on different subjects, it will end up horribly while stacking or even making a time-lapse video. So let's stick with the manual focus to almost infinity. Shutter settings. I like to turn on the silent shutter or electronic shutter to prevent unnecessary shutter shakes. Turn off any in-camera stabilization since the camera is on tripod. Set white balance to manual or custom white balance. I'm setting white balance here at 5000 Kelvin. I time-lapse the entire thing, so here is something you can follow as well. Most cameras these days comes with inbuilt intervalometer, so let's use it to time-lapse. Here in Sony A6700, turn on the interval shooting function. Set the shooting start time to at least 1 second so that any shake in the camera from clicking the shutter button would have been reduced by the time the camera takes the first shot. I'm setting just 1 second interval as I don't want to give any time between shots. And you might want to set the camera to maximum number of shots. The auto exposure tracking sensitivity doesn't matter since we are doing manual exposure. That's it. Hit the shutter button to start the sequence. Post capturing, hit the shutter button again after lightning dies down to stop the time lapse. Now let's collect the raw files and import them into Lightroom. Well, you can totally skip this Lightroom step, but there is something I want to show you here. See the spot in the middle of the image? Yeah, that's rain. Of course there might be rain when it's lightning, duh. So be prepared to have some rainwater on your lens and camera. I'm using weather seal products so I don't worry too much about it. Before we move on to the next steps, I want to say Lightroom and Photoshop workflow is not the only way to get this output. You can choose any software you're comfortable with. For me, it is Lightroom's batch editing and easy and smart stacking in Photoshop works, and so I prefer using them. Composition, color and exposure correction. I want to make sure the composition is symmetric and make the lightning the centerpiece. I want to make sure the lightning is highlighted and the rest are darker, making sure that baby branch lightnings aren't underexposed. I want some sort of foreground as well to show the grandiose of lightnings. And finally, I'm making sure that the temperature is neutral on the foreground without exaggerating the actual lightning color, because they're beautiful and don't ruin it by bumping up the saturation. Removing raindrops from the photos. If there are no raindrops, you're good and you can skip this step. But for now, let's remove the raindrops by using clone, heal or patch. Identifying images with lightning. In the thumbnail view, it is obvious which images have lightning, so select them all. While syncing, make sure the masking options are checked. Tagging using Photoshop. From Lightroom, select the lightning photos, right-click on one of them, select Edit in, select Open as Layers in Photoshop. Now the images will be opened as layers in Photoshop. Now in Photoshop, select all the layers in Photoshop, go to Edit, Auto Align Layers, select Auto in Projection, click OK. If you want to enable vignette removal and geometric distortion, you can enable them as well, but here, for now, I'm not doing it. Once the layers are auto-aligned, go to Edit, Auto Blend Layers, select Stack Images radio button, check Seamless Tones and Colors checkboxes, check the Content-Aware Fill Transparent Areas checkbox, and hit OK. Now to get the idea of what Photoshop did, you can enable or disable a particular layer to see how Photoshop masks the layers to get the output. Now the image looks fine, so select the Merge layer by right-clicking on it. Choose the file format to export to. I choose JPEG, I select the maximum quality and click Export. That's it. It takes time, but you have successfully captured the beautiful lightning. In our channel, we do travel vlogs, provide photography and videography tips, we do honest gear reviews and so on. So please motivate us by watching our videos, like and comment on the videos and subscribe to our channel for more such content. Take care, be cool and peace.